Hello, friends. My name is Olympus. I'm the worst player ever, and I'm not ashamed of that. Just for fun today, I wanted to do some virtual sports ball analysis. This is a play from a game of Madden NFL 19 that I played recently on PC, and I thought it was really fun to break down and analyze and explain why this certain play worked and how it panned out. This is a great example of field balance and how certain defensive distributions can lead to mismatches or imbalances that you can exploit. First, let's set the stage for who's on the field. At quarterback, we have Aaron Rodgers. I should probably explain that this is my franchise mode where I used a fantasy draft. That's why Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Steelers. Frank Gore is back here as the single back. And as our wideouts, we have A.J. Green on the left and Julian Edelman on the right. The next thing I'll point out is that the play you're about to see is actually an audible. The original play called for a halfback counter right, which involved Frank Gore faking to the left, then heading out off tackle on this side. The left guard was to pull here, set up a seam here. But take a look at the defense here. As you can see, they're in a standard 4-3 formation, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and a single high safety deep. That's going to play a big, important part in this later. But even with the left guard pulling here, you can see that we're outnumbered. We've got 6 linemen skewed to this side against 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive linemen and 1 tight end. So there's an imbalance here. A slow developing counterplay to that side of the line was not going to work. One could have simply maybe just audibled to change the direction of the counter so that Frank Gore would head this way instead. But I mentioned the single high safety earlier. If the Panthers had been in a cover 2 with a safety here and a safety here, I might have considered this, but I don't like this safety being down here. He's going to mess up this play. My offensive line isn't the greatest. I didn't trust them to be able to set up the blocking fast enough in order to let this counter play develop. I could see this safety swinging right on down here and blowing this play up in the backfield quickly. So I decided to audible to a pass, and the pass I chose was a double post. A.J. Green, boom, deep post into the center here. Julian Edelman, boom, deep post into a center here. My tight ends are going to run flat routes out to the sides. And Frank Gore is initially going to pass block, but eventually he'll head up here and be a check down in the center of the field. I'm assuming that because of the single high safety and the overall distribution of the defense that we're going to be in man-to-man coverage. So that would mean the receivers are covered here, corner to corner. The linebacker here covers this tight end. The safety, I'm figuring, is going to cover this tight end on the other flat route. The question I had pre-snap, which of these 2 linebackers here, 1 or 2, was going to be responsible for Frank Gore on the check down? That's what I wanted to know, and that's ultimately what was going to make the difference in the play here. So, let's set this play in motion, and we'll see what happens. Notice that as the receivers start their routes, that everything is playing off, pretty much just as I described. Most importantly, I want you to notice right now which linebacker is responsible for Frank Gore. It is the middle linebacker right here is responsible for Frank Gore. Another thing I should point out that I should have said at the beginning that's really important. On the previous 2 plays before this one, I had 2 long passes to A.J. Green. So I would suspect that this AI on all Madden difficulty might put some priority on defending A.J. Green out here. And that is exactly what happens. As we go forward a little bit more, there we go, you'll notice here, A.J. Green is essentially triple covered. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay? The single high safety stayed on A.J. Green's side. This linebacker who didn't cover Frank Gore ended up prioritizing A.J. Green and took up this underneath coverage. So if we divide the field into 4 quadrants, you can see that the Panthers have a defensive balance problem here. A.J. Green is triple covered, and now look at the depth of your middle linebacker. He's too shallow to be any help to the corner that has a responsibility on Julian Edelman. That leaves Julian Edelman 1-on-1 here. And notice the coverage. Notice that the cornerback is playing outside coverage. So he's blocked off here on the outside. What route is Edelman running? He's running a post. And you can see now that means when Edelman makes his cut, he's going to be wide open, and Rodgers finds him in the middle of the field for an easy touchdown. I loved this play in the moment. It was a lot of fun to play and then to analyze afterwards. If you want to see more analysis like this, let me know in the comments section down below. Remember, it's okay to be bad as long as you are having fun, and I will see you in the next video.
Yay!